Yo, man. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? It's Jay chilling in the building once again. Y'all already know what we're about to get into, man. And today we are going to be reacting to the new news about this evil dude, David. Now, the story's been going around for a minute. Y'all already know what's going on. There was a Fortnite turned rapper dude named David. Never heard of his music. Glad I never listened to that bullshit. And he just got arrested on Monday for his part in killing this girl that he was dating, this girl that he was talking to. Now, what makes the case interesting is the fact that the cops took almost a year to arrest this dude, bro. Everybody was saying it's him. They found her dismembered, I believe, in his Tesla, which I'm like, why didn't y'all go get his ass right away? Y'all let this man sit and cook for I don't know how long, doing the evil shit, just living his life for however long, did that shit. Cool. So today we're gonna go over the autopsy, what they found about him. We're gonna discuss this evil ass motherfucker. Let's get into it.
Autopsy report for Celeste Rivas Hernandez in the David murder investigation has just been released. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. As I mentioned right here, this is what we've been waiting for in the David investigation, in the Celeste Rivas death investigation. This is the coroner's report. So it just came in, right? So after David was arrested, after he has been charged with the death of, charged with the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, this is what we've been waiting for. The cause of death, this has been sealed for months, and this is providing a lot of details. I'm going to tell you right now.
It's my whole thing with this too is the parents. Where are the parents in this shit? You feel me? This girl was, I believe, 14. Your 14-year-old daughter is hanging out and around a rapper that is damn near twice her age. She goes missing, and we don't hear nothing from the parents for the entire time. Your daughter is dead or missing. As a parent, right? If you saw that your daughter had just been killed in this dude's Tesla that was in the impound lot, she was dismembered, mutilated, you would think there would be more push from the parents yo, this nigga did it. But they didn't say shit until, bro got arrested. Maybe they did that for legal reasons, I don't know. But it's very, very apparent that these two had a relationship of some sort. Now, I don't know what it is with niggas. I don't know what it is with niggas that rap, niggas in music, and their fascination with being around minors. It's bro, do you not understand that this could ruin your entire career? Let's say he didn't kill her, right? Let's say she was still alive and she exposed, yo, me and this David dude, or I don't even know how to say his fucking name, fuck this nigga, had a relationship. Your career is over. So why take that risk in the first place? I don't know why it's so hard for you to hear an age as a guy, be oh, well, I'm not around this age, and then just leave this shit alone. Why do you think it makes sense to go and mess with a child when you're famous? There is so much giving out pussy in this world, especially if you have clout. You just need a smidget of clout, and there's levels to clout, but you just need a smidget of clout. You don't even need a lot of clout. You just have to be well-liked and known by people around you, and shawties will give you the buns just off the fact that, oh, this dude is well known and well liked. Well, why not give him some pussy? But this monster here decided to go ahead and mess with a minor. Now, before he got arrested, everybody was yo, friend did it, boom, 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 all this other stuff did it. But it's bro, it's very, very likely that he did it. Now, I don't understand why he did it, because I believe in the report they said something about he did it to protect his musical career and all this stuff, which is most likely true. And no, he's fried. He is going to probably die in jail. There's no escape for this dude, because in the public eye, he's a monster already because he was messing with the 14-year-old. And everyone is very sure that he did it. It's the Casey Anthony story. Once the public eye assumes that you're guilty, I don't know how they're going to find a jury that does not convict him and he gets life for the rest of his life. I don't know why he did this shit, honestly. Okay, let's get into the report, though.
It is very difficult to read through this. It is gruesome, but this is going to be a key point for both the prosecution and the defense. We know that Celeste's body, the body of this 14-year-old girl, was found in the trunk of a Tesla that was allegedly registered to David.
It's like, what? He murdered her, then put him in a car that he owned, and then left her in a lot. Like, what the fuck?
In Los Angeles back on September 8th, 2025. And again, this is going to be a key factor in this prosecution as he faces not only first-degree murder charges, because they're highlighting special circumstances here, lying in wait, financial gain, that she was a witness to a crime, but he's also facing sex crimes charges and mutilation of human remains. So I want to go through this. I want to bring on a special guest. I'm not going to do it by myself. I want the chief medical examiner to go through this. Mary, thank you so much for taking. Just start with the statement from the County of Los Angeles medical examiner. I'm going to read it verbatim. The County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner determined the cause and manner of death for 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez is multiple penetrating injuries caused by objects. The manner of death is homicide. Ms. Rivas Hernandez was discovered at 1100 hours on September 8, 2025 in the front trunk of a vehicle in a tow yard in Los Angeles, and death was pronounced by a detective with the LAPD. A deputy medical examiner conducted an examination of Ms. Rivas Hernandez on September 10, 2025 at the DME's Forensic Science Center. The court order, this is the same in what start there. It's not every day you hear a statement like this.
Sometimes we don't want to release the cause, the specifics about the cause of death in an active investigation because perhaps it's information that only the killer would know. And so that's understandable, I think, what the chief wanted to.
Right, so the date, time, September 8th, 2025, 11 a.m. Date of examination, September 10th, 2025. And it was completed, right? So December 9th, 2025. Is that time span typical?
I think from September to December, that's reasonable because they're awaiting certain specialty ancillary tests, such as toxicologic exam, a couple months of.
And his defense attorneys have said that he did not murder Celeste and he is not the cause of her death. So I want to go through the specifics right now. Again, it is not
like, it's like, it's like, whether he gets found guilty or not of doing this, he can no longer associate with society. Like, when it comes to, because this is all alleged, so I'm going to say alleged until he's convicted. Once you allegedly mess with a minor as a guy, once you allegedly kill somebody as a guy, once you do any of like the big crimes as a guy, right? Your life is fucking over. Like, people don't want to be seen in public with you. Shawties don't want to publicly say that they mess with you. None of that shit, because it's a stain on your career. That's why when this type of shit happens, or you're like, that's why as a man, you got to avoid these type of situations. Don't put yourself in these type of situations. You get what I'm saying? Like, even if you're innocent, don't put yourself in these type of situations, because once court is done and you go back to your regular life, if you're not found convicted, right? And you're already not liked, your life is over. You don't get to do none of the big shows. You don't get to do any of that stuff anymore because it's too much of a risk. And there's already so much circumstantial evidence around this case that's showing that he is the killer. I don't know what on fucking earth was his end goal with this shit. Like, was his end goal thinking that, like, if he just left her in a Tesla in his name, that he'd eventually just get away with this shit? Like, bro, all you had to do, and this is for all you dudes out here that are towing the line messing with shawties you shouldn't be messing with, just stop talking to them. Just stop. Don't go any further. Don't link them. Don't do none of that shit. The second that part of your brain starts ticking a little bit like this is dangerous, I shouldn't be doing it, just stop. Because the only people in this world that are allowed to get away with committing these type of crimes are people that are already in families of power. There's no other type of people that can do it. I'm not saying you should do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying there's only a certain class of people that can get away with doing heinous shit like this. And we've already seen it. You know, the people that sit at the top that control everything, they can do whatever they want, it looks like, in the world. And no one's going to stop them. But shit like this is so evil because it's like, it could have been so easily avoided. Just stop talking to her. That's it. That's it. Like,
easy to hear this, but this is going to be important. Penetrating injury legal case. So her cause of death has been ruled multiple penetrating injuries. Her death has been classified as a homicide. I'm going to read verbatim. And by the way, they put diagrams in here as well, but 2 penetrating wounds of the torso, right abdomen with injury to liver, left chest with penetration of underlying intercostal space and cortical disruption of adjacent ribs. Other findings: bilateral dismemberment of upper and lower extremities, multiple additional skin defects. Death was pronounced at the scene. Autopsy examination was limited by extensive post-mortem changes. And by the way, this is something to keep in mind because you're talking about dismemberment and decomposition. There are 2 penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges that may represent sharp force injuries. The wound on the upper abdomen penetrates the liver, and the wound on the left chest penetrates one of the left intercostal spaces with disruption of the adjacent ribs' cortical surfaces. The left lung appears intact. Other solid of ethanol not appear.
like, do you know how much of a sick dude you gotta be to not only dismember somebody, but to dismember a child, bro? Like, this is just in the alleged sense that he did it, right? This is the story I believe that the prosecution is going to use to put this motherfucker in jail for the rest of his life, or he dies by death penalty, right? Or hopefully he dies in jail. Hopefully, allegedly, if he did it, right? He did this because she was going to expose the fact that they had a relationship. She probably had text messages, photos, all that shit. She was going to expose him for money. I mean, as she should. You know, you're a grown man messing with a child. That should be known to the world that, you know, you're messing with a child. This dude then allegedly kills her, breaks her body up, cuts her body up, and then leaves her in a car. And then just, I don't know what the LAPD were doing. Maybe they were just trying to build the strongest case that they could. But then he just left her in a car to rot for however long and then just went about his life. This is insane. Now, they talked to his friends. They talked to his management, all this stuff. Like, this case is going to get very, like, sad and very graphic for the simple fact that, like, these people probably know the shit that was going down. Because this David dude, I'm not going to lie, he seems like a fucking idiot. Like, he was probably texting his homies, doing all this stuff. Like, all this shit is going to come out. Like, he probably did do this shit. And if he didn't do this shit, somebody close to this motherfucker did this shit. Like, he's not... There's no way for him to act like this was something that happened unannounced and he didn't know what happened. Like, he either did that shit or somebody that he knows did that shit. There's no other way around this shit. Like, he most likely did do this shit. It was either a case of, because to dismember somebody, you're trying to get rid of that person. You don't want no evidence to come back. You want that person to be in and out like the motherfucking wind, you know what I'm saying? So he was either about to be exposed for the monster that he is for talking to a child, or she had a misfortunate death like around him and he did some fucked up shit to cover it up instead of going to the police and being like, yo, this person died around me. Either way, bro, this is some evil ass shit.
What does this mean? And what does this tell you? And what are there still questions about?
Well, the body sounds like it's in a state of postmortem decomposition with some loss of integrity of the skin surface and some bloating and skin slippage, etc. But despite that, the medical examiner was able to identify 2 wounds that penetrated, meaning they went into the body, significantly into the liver, which would bleed a lot, and significantly into the lung, the space around the lung, which also would cause a problem with air and blood accumulating there. And if it were a freshly deceased person, perhaps the edges of the wounds would tell you the weapon much more clearly, but it's more difficult in a decomposing body. But they are trying to generally describe the wounds and the shape without saying it's absolutely a knife that did this.
And to be clear, I'm glad you mentioned that because earlier in the week, when they talked about the charges and the special circumstances, it was very specific, a sharp instrument they claim was used. They didn't say it was a knife or an axe or something. They were just said it.
Oh, no, yeah. So she was killed. I mistakenly said like something could have happened around, but like, no, like somebody came up and stabbed her multiple times and then dismembered her.
It was kind of specific. This was something that was picked up on by TMZ. They believe defense attorneys would jump on this. There are 2 penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges that may represent sharp force injuries. So in other words, is there room here to suggest that it was something else?
Something that was sharp enough to penetrate skin and underlying tissue and go into the liver and then into the space around the lung. Is it, what exactly is it? That's really the question. And I don't know that they'll be able to say exactly the weapon that was used.
Is there, and I'm going to go through this more. I don't want to ask this question. I have to ask this question. Is there anything in here to indicate that she was alive at the time of dismemberment?
Not from what the medical examiner described. It sounds like classic amputating the body to try to compact it, to hide it, to dispose of it. I've seen that in a number of homicide cases. So nothing that suggests that these amputations occurred while she was alive.
When you go to other parts of the report, they talk about tattoos, and they say description that she had a tattoo on the finger. This is something that we talked about before. That seemed to be the identifier, one of the ways that they identified her as Celeste. But when you go to other parts of it, other parts of her body, including eye color, cannot assess due to severe postmortem changes. Is that decomposition? Is that dismemberment? So I guess it becomes a question, how significant is that to determine what exactly happened to her, and how much does that complicate this analysis?
Well, forensic pathologists are skilled at identifying wounds and trauma in all manner of body composition. So all the way from the freshly deceased to the skeletonized to the exhumed body. So taking all of that with the education and experience of the Los Angeles Medical Examiner's Office, they're familiar with the interpretation of wounding in a body and seeing it at this decomposition level. So yes, of course it makes it harder. You have to really call on your knowledge base to interpret the wounds. The eyes being collapsed after death is normal. They lose their turgor. They don't, they're not the same shape. So not being able to see her eye color, that's a completely normal thing in a decomposition like this.
Her weight was 71 pounds. Is that?
Well, you lose a lot of weight also, in this mortem weight.
The skin and soft tissue without identifiable soft tissue hemorrhage or associated internal organ injuries. They range from 5/16 inch to 1/4 inches in greatest dimension. Multiple superficial linear abrasions are also noted on the right dorsal hand. The upper and lower extremities show full thickness dismemberment with relatively flat cut surfaces through the soft tissue and bone. No discernible hemorrhage is identified at these sites. Multiple fragments of blue plastic material are found embedded in the cut surfaces. Representative fragments are collected by medical examiner criminalists and submitted to the evidence department on September 8th, 2025. The right upper extremity is older. The top of the 11 inches from the head is partially skeletonized with an absent left eye, and there's liquefaction.
It's important in
like, bro, this shit is so like, oh my god, bro, this dude needs to get killed. If you ask me, man, in my perfect world, the second evidence is brought that you're talking to a minor and you have engaged in any type of sexual anything with a minor, bro, you just die. Because I feel like there's certain things that people do that like it can't be changed. Like I feel like if you talk to children, you're probably gonna keep talking to children. And if you're gonna keep talking to children in this society now, then you should just die. Because you're not going to get better. It's like, I always reference this joke by David Chappelle, right? Where he was talking about, it was an old special where he was talking about how, let me go ahead and get to the main screen. Where he was talking about how he couldn't believe the story of how gay people got AIDS from smashing monkeys, right? And it's because it doesn't make logical sense that there's a person out there that's cracking monkeys and then cracking people afterwards. Like, once you go over to the other side of the ponds, once you start doing heinous shit like talking to children, there's no way in hell you're gonna go back to talking to of-age women because you're a fucking freak. Like, you can't rehabilitate somebody with the mindset of liking children. You have to eliminate them from the gene pool in GTA so that they can't procreate either with that child or with an of-age person and then abuse their child. Like, they just have to be, just take them out of here, man. It's like no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like if a lion got 3 legs out in the wild, like the mom don't keep it. Like it just keep walking. Fuck that 3-legged baby. Same with the pedophiles, man. Like, the PDF just get them out of here, get them out the gene pool, and that's it. It makes stuff super simple. Now it sucks that the world is run by these people. You know what I'm saying? But you do have to put at least in stake the fear that like, yo, if you're doing this, you're going to die. we're going to get rid of you. There's no if, and, or buts about it. Do you want to take that risk? That's how you get people in line that do this type of evil shit. Because I guarantee you, during this trial, it's like 80% that he's going to die. It's like 80-20, because the jurors are going to be in the public eye seeing this shit. They're seeing a child get, like, you're going to die, bro. You're going to die. Someone has to be eliminated from the planet for this case, because this girl did not deserve to die like this over her relationship. And I personally can't wait to see all the facts come out and just see his face in court if they're able to see it or bring it up. Like, I can't wait to see his face in court when the judge is like, hey, yo, we're about to kablooey your stupid ass. All in all, man, if there's any more like major updates, I will keep up with it. If y'all have been following the case, y'all leave your theories and joints below. It's been Jay chilling, man. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm out this joint, man. Peace.